last night. Here it is on your screen now. Operation Making DC Safe and Beautiful. Multi-agency task forces are hitting the streets of Washington, D.C., cleaning up crime and keeping our neighborhoods safe. In just one night, right? In just one night, they arrested 37 criminals. Not suspects, folks. There's not suspects. I think this is a very important thing for you to realize. And all of them black man. This brother had, look at how they're doing it. They're taking the media there with them. This is a camera flash as the man is being arrested. So now they have their media there right away, and they're tweeting this out right away, making DC safe again. One brown man, but the rest black men, all the way up and down. This is the White House of the United States of America tweeting out the images of black men that they're condemning to be as criminals as they are cracking down and occupying. It's no crackdown. They're occupying Washington, D.C.
Hey man, you got to think about it. And we can I'm gonna be different from you. Yes, I told you so. I did. I did it. I'm not gonna take away. There's enough people on the planet that want to take away anything good that I do. So yes, I told you so, and I'm gonna stay on that. Look, man. Today, the United States Marine Corps detained an American citizen. I repeat, today, the United States Marine Corps detained an American citizen.
Where is this at? Where is this at, man?
Just go online.
In LA?
Yeah. Wow. Now follow me. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, man.
That means that the United States military is turning on its own. We are now officially dealing with the modern SS. Ben, wherever you are, Mondale, and to everybody watching clickbaity political thirst trap right now, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. These folks have almost treated this like it was a manifest destiny.
Yes.
To finally be able to get the black folks.
Yep.
Listen, right. Even I, who is, by the way, I am the most skeptical, hardcore against Democrats because they're trash. Right? Now, let's not ever get that confused. The Democratic Party is trash as it stands right now, especially with what they're doing in the primary in New York.
Yeah.
But you gotta be real, folks. You gotta be real about exactly what their target was. And if you were a black person across the country and you sat back since Trump got reelected and you thought to yourself, he don't want me. Let me tell you something. As a homeowner, he wants your house.
Mm-hmm.
As a free man walking the streets of America, he wants your freedom. As you beautiful sisters out there, he wants y'all intimately. He wants to make mammies out of y'all. I'm not playing with this conversation when it surrounds what the Trump administration is trying to do right now. And I noticed there's a certain segment, black folks, who might have got damn quiet right now.
Call it.
Well. Oh, y'all overdoing it. He ain't gonna do all that. Yes, the fuck he is. Yes, he is. But I become the bad guy, and Pastor Ben becomes the bad guy. Mondale becomes the bad guy when we say this is setting a precedent. ICE is setting a precedent. The ICE raids are setting a precedent for what they want to do to Black America. Boy, the broken clock is right twice a week. And when they say they want you back in them, and they're going to have y'all back in them chains. Yes. MFer. Yes. They want you back in the chains. Stop playing with me. So while you're out here So while you out here, and listen, you ain't too woke and too solid to see what the hell is going on.
That part.
You ain't too woke and too solid to see what the hell is going on. See, I don't like nobody. I'm sorry, I just don't like nobody. I can't trust government. No one. See, I want to say this to you, Ben. Man, I'm trying to be on a tangent, but just follow what I'm saying to you, Ben, and then I'll throw it over to you, man. I don't like nobody. You know why I don't like nobody? Because 4th Avenue in Tallahassee, Florida has been poor since we got free. You know why I don't like nobody? Because OBT and the SWATs and Southside Chicago and Southwest DC and our neighborhoods haven't changed no matter who's been around them. The last thing DC had that was decent was Marion Barry. And besides that, you're damn right, there has not been anybody doing anything for us. So why should I play with myself about Democrats? I don't know who to hate worse, man. Right now, I can't front. I do not like MAGA and the Trump Republicans. But it's a fast death like Trump and the Republicans. And as I said on my tweet, it's either a fast death or it's a slow death with the moderate Democrats. But at least we get to eat fried fish. And right now it's not a game. We literally, look at that, folks. We got a damn Hummer. We have a Hummer sitting not on a military parade, but sitting contemplating what part of the black neighborhoods and which black person to get first. By the way, white folks, y'all are the worst criminals. Have you ever been on Madams, Oregon? Have you ever been to Adams Morgan Street in Madams, Oregon, and all those places on S Street where white folks go to party? They were a hot mess. I didn't see not one Hummer walking up that street with a white debauchery. Man, you better get the hell out of here.
That part, man. It's something to see, man. In that article about the Marine officer the Marine who detained a citizen in Los Angeles just this past Friday, man. That's got to be a first in American history, you know, if not the first, one of the first. And given the charge for the military to never be deployed within the United States of America, here we are.
Hey, man, listen. When they show up in front of the polling locations, when instead of the police, because that didn't work with y'all, you know that didn't work. See, they tried. Listen, your black ass decided to go out and vote anyway. You know, damn it, we here in Georgia, they put sheriff's cars, and then New Georgia Project showed up with lawsuits and paperwork in hand and said, hey, you know what? You can't park that car in front of the polling location. That's voter intimidation. God damn it, the niggers won again. Well, we got something for it. We're going to make an executive order out of it this time. I'll be damned if you Negroes vote anymore.
I wonder if
Tiger. Thanks, Tiger. Hey, Shan. Hey, Quesadilla. Hey, Dev Anton. M85. I know I ain't been acknowledging everybody who's been watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, but shout out to y'all because y'all are long time gangsters about our work here, man. And now we are at Ben said this and it hit me when he said it. We're in the war of our lifetimes. Mount up. And also, that don't mean we give passes to Democrats who come in there and not motivate nobody to do anything just because I hate Trump.
Well, where are any Democratic leaders at this moment? Where is Hakeem Jeffries? Where is Cory Booker? Right? Where are all of these Democratic leaders condemning this? I haven't seen one Democrat condemn the White House for these tweets, for sharing these images of people who hadn't even been processed. What about due process? Y'all care about institutions, allegedly, like that's why they care about not using the filibuster against the Republicans because they're institutionalists and they want to respect the institutions and all that kind of stuff. Okay, respect the institution of due process. How are they 37 criminals? Have they been convicted? And so that doesn't even matter anymore. Where we are now is at the White House. And at the bottom of this, look, the White House logo. The White House is tweeting out mugshots as well as live on the scene images of black men being arrested. And then automatically labeling them as criminals, not suspects in the pending case, but criminals. Scaring up white folks so that they can do what they've always done throughout history. This always ends in violence from them against us throughout history.
You know, the only vote that those folks in DC have federally that actually makes a real tangible, impactful impact that matters. DC, they can vote for a congressperson. DC can vote for a mayor. When in the federal election, that's 37 votes against Trump or a Republican. And they doing it right here in front of our face.
Right in our faces. Right in our face. And I don't see any of these black MAGA. Where are they at? Where are the all the different organizations that said we're gonna support Trump, get tangibles, we're gonna get all the reasons, all the rappers? Waka Flocka. Where's Waka Flocka? Where's Tariq Nasheed at? Where are all these rappers who supported Donald Trump now that they got black men's faces? Nothing but black men. This is the White House account. There's one brown man that put in some diversity, but every other image is a black man arrested on this military occupation. Krista Williams putting a fine point on it, showing that lynching photo. But this is what America does. This is what America has always been, and this is what they've always wanted to do. This is what they wanted to get back to. They have lusted and always lusted after harming black people. And now we have the military, the militarized occupation of DC. And then he called out Chicago, Baltimore, LA, all cities that have black mayors.
A history of repeated injustices and usurpations, all having direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. Later in the same document, he is at this time transporting a large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny. This is from the indictment of King George. In the Declaration of Independence, this paper that they had on July 4th, 1776.
Come on.
Stop playing games. The same forefathers that had enslaved people themselves, the same country that we have to start thinking about that never gave us really our fair right at life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That part
is finally at the point where they want to go ahead and run it back.
Right. They want to run the play again. They want to run
it back because they didn't do it right the first time. Somehow your black ass got free. Somehow your black ass managed to do stuff like buy a house, and a nigga became a president.
What in the world has happened to our country? A black man is a president? I do declare. And I'm
I'll be right back there, Ben. I'm still here.
Yeah. No, I want to listen to the mayor of DC as she spoke about this just yesterday. Let's take a listen in.
As to our democracy is tenuous. That is why you have heard me and many Washingtonians before me advocate for full statehood for the District of Columbia. We are American citizens. Our families go to war. We pay taxes and we uphold the responsibilities of citizenship.
That's right.
And while this action today is unsettling and unprecedented, I can't say that given some of the rhetoric of the past, that we're totally surprised. We know that access to our democracy is tenuous. That is why you have heard me and many Washingtonians before me advocate for full statehood for the District of Columbia.
That part, full statehood for the District of Columbia, so that the president of the United States does not have the, especially Donald John Trump, doesn't have the authority to just summarily. And of course, he has this executive right, but to have the political freedom to get away with putting federal troops in the streets of Washington, D.C., and then threatening to put them also in Baltimore, Maryland, L.A., and Chicago.
Hey, I cry shame. I cry foul. I cry shame. I cry shame because if you're a black elected official and you sat back and watched Israel kill like pew kids in Palestine, then don't be surprised when that same authoritarian machine
That's right.
decides to start turning it on you.
That's
and
right.
all of a sudden, Park Avenue becomes Palestine. All of a sudden, Martin MLK Street with your going to January 15th prayer breakfast ass, knowing damn well that Martin Luther King would have had a problem with what's going on in Palestine. But you gonna bring him up in the speech. And I ain't talking about the white Republicans. I'm talking about your black ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
America. We in a different place right now. We're in a different place. Nothing correct or justified about what's going on in DC right now. There is nothing correct or justifiable that what happened to that American citizen being detained by a United States Marine Corps person right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And to be quite honest with you, don't try to reactionary fight Democrats. Don't try to scare us into, because see, this plays right. Understand something, Ben. This plays right into us losing another election again. You do know that, right, Ben? This plays into Democrats saying, I don't have to talk policy. All I got to do is just say I'm not going to do what Trump does, and you're going to vote for me. No, not now. We need somebody who's going to motivate folks who never voted before to vote. Right? Why? Because hell, they already trying to cull the herd right now when it comes down to voters.
That's right. That's right.
And these people are the ones who swear by up and down for the First Amendment rights and the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, but they wield it as they see fit and they don't use it for themselves.
That's right.
You know,
man, look.
Go ahead.
Look, I just one thing people gonna have to not be afraid of being anymore is the person who sounds the alarm. Like we've been saying this for years, man. And what this country is really good at is committing an atrocity and wrapping that that atrocity up in the news cycle, so that you get so accustomed to seeing one after the other, just like they did in Palestine, like they did in Gaza. Dead body after dead body, child blown apart after child blown apart. And you would think at some point you would have a society that would have a heart and a compassion, but they double, triple, quadruple down. We've seen it so much that we've become accustomed to it. Well, they've mastered the speed and the time for us to no longer be outraged. Nobody's talking about this anymore. Nobody's talking about this. Just happened yesterday.
Ben,
This
Ben, I need to say
just
Ben,
happened
Ben,
yesterday.
Ben,
Go ahead.
Ben, just 1 second. Hey, listen, I'm sick of one thing. Damien, listen here. I need to be clear. I'm sick of arguing about it on this show. Even with my brothers Ben and Mondale, I'm sick of arguing about it. All right. I'm sick of fucking arguing about this right here. I'm pissed off, and I dare any human being to come at me about this. Just because I criticize fucking Democrats does not mean that I am okay with the Trump administration. Get that through your goddamn skull. It's like you people don't freaking understand this stupid shit. It's like you people don't understand that you can be critical of something without being a sycophant to the other thing. What in the hell is wrong with y'all? You are so fucking binary. Yes, I'm snapping on you. Because every goddamn week, anybody who says anything about the Democratic Party must be okay with Trump. How long are we going to do this? Do I have to repeat myself every show? That I'm not, just because I want a Democratic Party that literally can win a fucking election, does not necessarily mean for me loving Trump. Stop that. It's the most ignorant, dumb, stupid argument that you... I'm sorry,
I feel you,
man.
man. No, I feel you. I feel you.
It's like I gotta be some kind of radical to the point where if I criticize Democrats whatsoever, your dumb binary thinking ass is and this is what this neoliberal bullshit is all about. And then want to point the finger at me, Nina Turner, Cornel West for pointing out the obvious. Meanwhile, in real fucking time, there's a New York mayor's race that your favorite Democrats are doing the same thing that I'm talking about, but I'm the bad guy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off about that. Stop making stupid ass comments like that.
I hear that.
Yeah, man, no, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of that mentality from people that are on the left. Oh, you don't support Jill Clyburns? You don't support Jill Clyburns? Trump's gonna get elected if you don't support Jill Clyburns. Little trained fucking monkeys. Oh my God.
Man, don't let these people stress you out that bad, man. I feel you on the question of it.
No, I'm sorry, bro, because when I'm trying to talk, listen, dog, Ben, me and you right now, let's go through the history of this show. You know, the biggest arguments that happen on this show is whenever I criticize Democrats. That's what the gist of it has always been that. And then I have people, no, I'm sorry, bro, we're going to keep it real today. We're going to keep it 1,000. And then a lot of people in the comment section, oh, Marcus is off the chain, and Marcus is blah, blah, blah. Marcus is blah, 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 blah. Stupid motherfucker. I said it. Yeah, this show ain't gonna get that many views. We'll come back clean next week. We're gonna stop doing that dumb shit. It's okay. Bro, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X would slap the shit out of y'all. Straight up.
Come on.
Fuck out of here, man. No, I'm unfiltered today. Dog, that's crazy, bro. I'm tired of having the same argument on this show. I'm tired of having the same argument. And never not one time did I say don't vote. Throughout this whole process. Whew. Whew. Go ahead, Ben. I'm going to be quiet for a second. I'm going to regain. I'm going to center myself. But at some point,
since this ain't gonna be, okay, go ahead.
At some point, since I know you have a larger YouTube platform and a voice on here, I understand that I have to respect your process and also the quality of work that comes out of the Benjamin Dixon side of the house. But we're also streaming on clickbaity political thirst trap. And I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. You know what? I'm gonna call you dumb if you ever bring that up again, dummy. I'm gonna bring up a sound effect machine, and it's gonna say dummy every single time that anybody questions. Whenever that whole thought process from idiotic people who literally think, oh, you just must trust, huh? I'm just looking that up, bruh. Why would you even ask me that? Me? Yeah.
Oh, man.
God. Woo.
Oh,
How many people
man.
are watching this show right now, Ben? I just showed my ass in front of a lot of people. How many people?
About 600, 616, 620. Just went up to 620. What's funny about this clip, man? Look at this clip. What do you notice? What do you notice in about somewhere around about here, coming down the street? Just
Hey, look at the white guy with cocaine in his pocket, jogging past all of them.
just taking the show. Here they go. Here they go. They just as comfortable. That's a whole crew.
Look at it. Well, honey, look at all the
Police officers, this is so strange. They're gonna be just fine. You know, and the biggest thing, man, is, you know, to a lot of people who have so much to say about the Democratic Party, it's kind of how I feel about like NPR. NPR and the Center for Public Broadcasting is losing their money, their funding, and I think a lot of stations are shutting down. And you know, it's really sad because NPR, you know, it's a good show, good network, did great work, but wholly incapable of doing what's necessary for this present moment, right? Just like the Democratic Party. Where do you see a single Democrat standing up and speaking out against this? Where have you seen a single Democrat stand up and condemn the White House for sharing the images of all of these black men?
I mean, Ben, they're black people. Ben, they're black people that live here, black people that live in DC too. They might be afraid that Trump will come and get them.
I mean, if they're scared, they need to say if they're scared, they need to say they're scared. Like, because we're well past, we're well past, we're well past giving any concern or regard about the Democratic Party. Like, it should be, it's like not even in my mind anymore because they haven't stood up at this time at all. Hakeem Jeffries is the absolute worst. You can't tell me that Hakeem Jeffries is the right leader for this moment in history. Not at all. None of them has stood up. They've done useless, quite honestly, useless speeches on the floor that do nothing for nobody but their notoriety. And here we are with young black men getting their faces plastered all over social media from the president, with the seal of the White House at the bottom. Look at that. The seal of the White House.
Hey man, listen, check this out. Let's do a hypothetical situation. Hypothetical history with Marcus. Envision it. 1965. No, 1968. Civil rights organizations from all over the country have come together in Atlanta, Georgia, to make sure that we can get voting rights passed. And organizer Hakeem Jeffries is in talks with Lyndon Baines Johnson to make sure that we get civil rights laws passed. And after their meeting with Lyndon Johnson, our current leaders say, well, we tried everything that we could, but, you know, I think it's time for us to just understand where they're coming from. So if you guys would just go home and be quiet, and then maybe we could hope, maybe in like a 10 years, we might be able to have the right to vote. Yeah, you know what? We might be able to sit in the front of the bus.
That part.
Yeah. You know what? Imagine during the women's suffrage movement, if Nancy Pelosi and women might be able to have the same rights as men. Yeah, I know you guys have been getting your head bust across your head, but listen, just go home and be quiet. And let's see if Coca-Cola can just maybe cut me a check so I can shut the hell up whenever I talk to you guys, because I am your leader, right? Imagine if these same folks, they wouldn't be able to hang out with Martin and Malcolm and Abernathy and the Black Panthers. You mean to tell me our Black leadership has devolved into this? Let me make sure that I run my talking points past corporate lobbyists before I can say them openly. I need to make sure that I run my organic thoughts past a crew of white folks who've never stepped foot in the worst neighborhoods before I even say anything about mostly black people. Does this poll well? Has anybody polled America on this issue? I can't do it, Ben.
Yeah, man. Hey, yeah.
I can't do it, Ben.
That's it, man. Look, man.
Andrew Lofton says, how do we know any of these pictures are from this operation or even real? I wouldn't put it past this White House to lie about all this. Well, I have confirmation from a couple of sources on the ground that this is a true thing.
Yeah, man. Not only that, the impact is the same, right? What Donald Trump knows is by sharing these images, it gets approval for what you see on the screen now. Like if the more afraid they are of black men, then the more people are going to approve. Yes, thank goodness the National Guard is here, right? We couldn't get the National Guard to come and protect us from white supremacists in our streets and police officers in the police stations, killing black people. We couldn't get any assistance. We couldn't get the George Floyd Act. We couldn't get the what's our brother making good trouble? The John Lewis Act. We couldn't get any of those. We couldn't get anything that we helped elect Democrats for in 2020 when black folks carried Joe Biden all the way to the White House. Right? We couldn't get anything from that. What did black people get from that we were fighting for in terms of justice? Nothing. So that's why not that. You know what, man? Democrats are the last thing on my mind right now. What we got to do with or without them. As a matter of fact, it's best for us to do it without them so that we can bring our own power to bear and stop running behind elected officials who ain't do no good for us. What is Hakeem Jeffries doing in this situation? What has even Jim Clyburn said about this situation? Nothing. Not a whisper. So why should we care about them?
Jim Clyburn too busy trying to find a PAC to give him some more money so he can run one more time. He could kill. But you listen. Hold on. Pause. Jim Clyburn don't give a damn about the black folks in his district, for the most part.
I think he's gonna care about black folks in DC. He don't care about black folks in his own city, in his own district.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Jim Clyburn got so much power that if he said, I want to support reparations, it would be a real thing. You know that? He ain't never even negotiated the thought process, and he's from the same state that the greatest black man that ever walked in this country is from. The baddest black man that ever stepped foot in this country is from South Carolina, and he's from that same state, and he can't even ask for reparations.
Of course,
Robert Smalls, by the way.
Yeah. Of course not. And what's popular now, and what is, and I want to give a shout out. Let me do this before I say my point. I want to give a shout out to the mayor
Tiger.
of. I want to play the mayor of Baltimore as he was on CNN just yesterday talking about this issue. Man, check out because this brother, Mayor Scott, Baltimore Mayor Scott, he was able to reduce crime in his city by actually doing what everybody knows is needed to be done: invest in your communities, do for the black communities all the resources that you have for white communities. And what do we see? A significant drop in crime. Here he is talking about it.
But a military presence in Washington, D.C., is that the right way to fight crime here, given your experience in Baltimore?
No, and I think we all know that, right? And we all know what the president is doing is really just spitting this right wing propaganda and using the media and the bully pulpit of the highest office of the land to push things that we know. No one in D.C., my sister mayor, is not saying that they don't have issues to work on, but the reality is that D.C.'s violent crime is at a 30-year low.
30-year
Quite
low.
frankly, that's the case for cities around the country. I think it's very notable that each and every one of the cities called out by the president has a black mayor. And most of those cities are seeing historic lows in violent crime. In my city, in Baltimore, we have the fewest amount of homicides through this date on record. That's 50 years, a 50-year low. Maybe we are too far gone, broken right-wing policies of zero tolerance policing and all the things that did not make our city safer for all those many years. But we know that having the military there is not the way to do it. The way to drive down violence in cities has been proving. Mayors across the country have brought together law enforcement, the legal community, the actual community, the community violence intervention work to reduce violence across this country into lows that we have not seen in decades. The president could learn a lot from us instead of throwing things at us.
That part got both of us. The president can learn something. That's the way to speak to this incompetent, this troglodyte, orange would-be Julius Caesar, man. This man who would lie about anything.
Well,
knowing that the crime rates are going down, saying no, they're going up. They're going up because he says they're going up, even though they have a 30-year low. And here they are using that as a justification to put and to militarize the streets of Washington, D.C.
When we talk about policing in America and we talk about the reasoning behind policing in America, all of the stereotypes and false narratives, this is accumulation of it, even though this not true. And where is CNN and MSNBC and the left outside of the internet that are on mainstream media pushing this? This is proof right here that this is all about ratings. This is all about I argue from a place of truth. And by the way, folks who are watching, I'm gonna keep addressing y'all. Ain't nobody really making me mad. I was just snapping, and I was snapping for a reason, and I'll snap again. That narrative is just so tired and plain, and vote blue no matter who. People, y'all suck. Y'all are scum of the earth, just like MAGA. You are like literally 1 millimeter above MAGA. MAGA's here, you're right there, right? Like this is MAGA, here's you, right? And anybody who thinks like that, so you're not really pissing me off. It's just a simple fact. This is just a tired trope, right? Because we're not fixing our real issues, right? Be more like that brother who was just on television, right? Come from a place of truth, right? If that guy with his progressive policies, by the way, that the mayor of Baltimore is a progressive, he might have a couple of neoliberal things, but you got to be able to navigate the waters. But I'm talking about this complete neoliberal thought process. You can have modern day policing. By the way, did you know that modern day policing and reforming the police is a progressive standpoint? Did you know that? Oh no, you didn't. Oh no. But see, if somebody just was quiet on policing, the establishment wants you to vote for that person because they are so addicted to white women who think they need to feel safe in order to vote. Understand how this works. Instead of galvanizing the base and the people who are oppressed, we want to make the rich folks and the moderate folks feel comfortable about who they vote for. Therefore, we need to put all of our money behind somebody who's not going to say anything about the police. But we can paint Black Lives Matter in the middle of the road. We'll give you that, nigger. Look, man, I'm tired of the false narrative that is coming across when it comes down to policing in America. I just am it, and that proves it right there. And the Trump administration is doubling, tripling down on old narratives that have literally completely has reached its breaking point, where now I can show Governor DeSantis what he needs to do in his state. I can show Brian Kemp what he can do in Atlanta. Let me show you how to treat these people.
Because they never wanted to do it in the first place. It never mattered what Black folks were never going to ever be able to live up and accomplish anything and achieve, because we've already done the achievements. We've already accomplished the things. We've already proven the point. We've already lived beyond the standard. We have already reduced the crime in our neighborhoods. We know how to do it, and we started doing it. We did it before. We started to do it again. We knew what we had back in the 70s in the 60s, before they started flooding our communities with crack cocaine, destroying our communities. They help foster these scenarios. And now, after we've undone them in many cities, they're like, "I was never enough." So there's nothing we could ever do to satisfy their bloodlust.
Hey man, my question for everyone who's watching: aren't y'all tired of getting pissed on and having folks call it rain?
Huh?
At what point do you realize that nobody's doing anything for you right now? Politics is meant to do one thing. Politics is a big corporation that's meant to take your money and not fix your potholes anymore. And have you fooled to believe that there's two gangs that are these magical gangs that can magically fix your life. Meanwhile, the prices of eggs are going up. Prices of gas are going up. And now your cousin in D.C. is getting arrested. Come on, Black folks. I'm talking to Black folks now. Come on. If this ain't the sign that we got to do something different, then I don't know what is.
That part.
I just don't know what it is, right? You know what I mean? And to the politicians who want to run for office, if this ain't a sign that you need to start talking about more than just what's going to make Wall Street and APEC and everybody else feel better, then I don't know what else it's going to show you. It's real now. The boys in camouflage are out in the streets of America right now. Back in my day when I was in the military, yes, I'm a veteran of the United States Navy, so I can talk about this just a little bit. Back in my days, you know, we didn't go out in the streets looking for folks in our own country. We thought that was home base.
Right.
We took leave in America. We felt like we were America. America, red flag, red, white, blue flag. Yeah, that was me. So I'm not certain. I'm not certain Juggernaut every other service is lame as hell. He probably was in the Air Force. And if you were a Marine, you already know what I got, because I already gave the smoke to Mondale for being a Marine, always riding the Navy ships. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just playing with you, Juggernaut. Jiggernaut.
Jigga.
Jiggernaut. That's a pretty.
You know what?
Yeah,
it is actually. It actually is. Man, you know, Black folks are going to have to.
And Darth Raptor talking about U.S. Air Force is better. They got maids in their boot camp. Somebody clean up your room in boot camp.
That's
what
hilarious.
Are you talking about? Y'all have a cappuccino machine in boot camp. What? Y'all have a telephone? You can call your mama every night? That's like corporate jail compared to the feds. What are you talking about? You can take long walks and hold hands. Go base in your boot camp in the Air Force. What you mean? You're watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I've cussed out 18 people, probably said about 25 curse words. Definitely not getting this show monetized. Ben, I do apologize. I ain't trying to waste your time, but you started this energy when you sent me that message today in the inbox on Twitter. So I'm sorry, bro. Like you said, it was on. Like you don't even realize. Sometimes I get quiet. If I get too quiet and don't respond, that means you gotta watch me like a little kid. Like, what is he doing?
Man, look, no, it's if Black folks gonna do something, it's now or never, because they are They're ready to erase from the memory of this country the very notion of justice for Black people through the same old thing they've done throughout history, which is scare white people into being willing to do any kind of violence against Black people. That's what they're doing. And Black folks, if we don't recognize that's what they're doing and do something about it and organize ourselves and not wait for any political party, not wait for any political party. They are not coming to save us. Matter of fact, I think some of them are just fine with the harm that MAGA wants to do to us.
Hey man, look, this is hey man, look. Just like I gave the Black folks and warning them that just because the Latino folks, I warned everybody about this practice run with the Latinos was not their end all be all goal. But let me give you something else. Now I got to warn the white folks.
Yep.
What y'all think they're going to do when they get rid of us?
When they done with us, there won't be a free white person who hasn't bowed down and accepted the branding of MAGA. If you don't accept the beast of MAGA, you are going to be locked up like the rest of us.
Hey man, just think about it for a second. They're automating America. AI is taking over. Trust and believe. I use AI and I love it. But on the same token, I'm talking about jobs, right? I think there's a big difference between me being able to make a full-fledged movie from home without having to spend $300 billion like Disney or $300 million like Disney will on a movie in comparison to like, hey, you know, your grocery store, they actually, all you had to do was wink your eye 3 times at your camera and it automatically picks up your order and packages it together and drones it to your house. Yeah, like, but so what do y'all think is going to happen when they get rid of Black folks and automation comes? That means that your ass is going to be out of a job too. You don't own no. These tech bros ain't trying to keep employees. Y'all are out of it also. Y'all ain't escaping this. MAGA, y'all ain't escaping this. You think your cute little red hat is going to stop you from getting. Look here, man. Hey, hold on. You're watching Clickbait, the Political Thirst Trap. We can stay on this right here because it's a very important thing. But like if I stay on it, I feel like I'm just going to start eviscerating more people. Now I understand in the comment section somebody really wants me to eviscerate people today. I'm not in the mood for that. I actually want to be back in my spiritual zone, which I was telling Ben about just last week. You know, I like this spiritual place. What you want to do with it, Ben? Because
hang on. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Whichever way you want to go with it, man. I was trying to take down the DC image because it sounded like you were going to a Zen.
Well, space. I am going to go to a Zen space, man. You know, it would be a perfect time to play "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye, right? It'd be if we could play copyright. It would be a absolutely perfect time to play "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye. It would be an absolutely perfect time for everybody to like heal and become more empathic together. I do believe that MLK, Gandhi, Jesus, Mother Teresa, even though they all had their own issues in their own way, except for the Lord Christ our Savior, I think they all had their own issues, but they were all empaths. They gave up their life for good. I think right now we are dealing with the ultimate narcissist in Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
I think we are dealing with the spirit of Leviathan and Jezebel. I think we're dealing with a demonic entity that has been since before time itself, right? And the great battle between the prettiest, most beautiful herald of God's song that was supposed to be the greatest entertainer of all time, the most beautiful person who turned his back on the Lord and said, "I'm running this thing, watch," and had to get kicked out of heaven. I think that guy made a hardcore pit stop before he went to hell and left some of his people. I do. I know I'm not the pastor here, but I do have my.
I hear you. I hear you. And you hear me. You see me nodding my head over here.
think that Leviathan, I think Leviathan and Jezebel are running the show right now. And we don't, and there's no more, and the wheels and the drivers and the steering wheel is completely out of the car at this point.
Who would be Jezebel? Would that be Mike Huckabee?
Netanyahu. Netanyahu.
Great.
What's the other one? Is Jezebel, Leviathan? There's another one? Come on, man. There's one more.
The children of Cain. You have pestilence that is being brought down by RFK Jr., like literal pestilence. That's coming down. You have it's spiritual wickedness in high places for sure, right? It's the same spiritual wickedness in high places that Daniel was talking about.
I was thinking about the specific names of these folks, right? Like, and by the way, to the non-Christian folks, I understand we're going a little bit deep, but understand something. Once you do a little research, and just tap underneath. You ain't got to be a scholar, but tap underneath. Just
look under the hood.
Just a little bit, bro. You're going to start seeing to yourself, there's certain reminders of the tactics that are happening today. If the Bible was written years ago, and you could talk about who it was written by, whether you service the King James Version or you know that there's about 13 missing chapters that also should have been in the Bible also, no matter how you believe it, what you believe it. These entities were written about a long time ago, and Donald Trump follows a whole hell of a lot of them. I'm just doing the math in my head.
When you look at this though, this is not Jezebel to me, it's Ahab. Ahab is Jezebel's husband. Jezebel's husband. Ahab, who was the king, who destroyed not only his family line. I mean, his whole family line got killed because of him, but he also destroyed the kingdom. This is what Donald Trump is doing, destroying and seizing the spirit of Ahab, the spirit of, and you could just see it. You can see it in how they are carrying themselves, the techniques that they use to keep and maintain power are techniques of spiritual wickedness. And that's what you're feeling right there, right? You're feeling more of the fact that they will use narrative inversion. They will flip everything. There's nothing they won't turn into a lie. And I think you had it right when you said Leviathan, because the way they are organized is much like a Leviathan. They operate with that level of precision. So I would say definitely that we're dealing with people who know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it. And this is what makes me so sick about Democrats. What makes me sick is that they try to play as if they're, let me go very specifically. Bill Clinton said in a video, a documentary about his mistakes and philandering and how they did. Remember the whole Ken Starr report, and they spent years and years and years and millions of dollars to go after Bill Clinton. And afterwards, he said this. He said, "It's not that I think the Republicans are bad folks. They're not." He said, "We just have a difference of opinion." And I believe that hype 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you could get me to believe that hype when I was like 25 years old. But after years and years and years of doing this, you can't tell me that the Democratic Party is out to actually help us. You would be a fool. Now, does this mean, and I'm with you, Marcus, does this mean that we want to Trump to be in power? No. That's why all of us, everybody in their own way, did their part to help get Kamala Harris elected. I voted for her. I supported her. But has the Democratic, but hang on one second, let me just finish this thought. It wasn't black folks. It wasn't black folks who failed the Democratic Party. Democratic Party has intentionally failed black folks over and over again.
There is I'm done with this. And I think it should be like literally a written down in stone rule of clickbaity political thirst trap from now on. We don't have to caveat that statement anymore. I'm not going to caveat that statement anymore. Where if I say something about a Democrat, it doesn't mean I have to. No, I'm not doing that no more. Yeah, I don't care if a brand new neoliberal watches this show and then says, "Oh, well, yeah, y'all better get them for me, chat room. Y'all better get y'all." Squirrel game, trash.
Where are
squad.
any of them? Where are any of them in DC right now? Where are any of them talking about anything happening in DC right now? Nowhere. Not a single.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
I'll go further than that. If you ask about 80% of Democratic operatives in the state of Florida what they think about the Florida Democratic Party, one of the words they're going to use is racist.
Yeah. So why would we even? That's why it's kind of like the ad with Sydney Sweeney. One, I never even knew the ad. Do you know that story? If you don't, that's a good thing. If you don't know anything
I
about
heard the
that
name,
story.
I don't know the ad. Is it anything like My Pillow?
Well, no, it's a girl who's like, talking about her jeans.
Beyonce.
The whole
versus
Beyonce.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So my thing is this: is like, I don't even care to comment on what any of them do anymore. I don't. Whatever racist bait they put out there, it's kind of like whatever. Not because what they're saying is dangerous, right? Not because it's not dangerous. We do need to address some of these things that they say and do, but I'm just not in the mood to ever react to them again. They do something, we react. They do something, we react. Nah. I'm over here talking about the brilliance and the beauty of blackness and the black community and who we were and what we will be. I don't care that you have millions of white people around this country screaming the N-word every chance they get. My kids on the internet, if they happen to play some games on the internet, they get called the N-word in the middle of the game by random people, right? So they're having to learn how to deal with that at the age of, as teenagers, like little kids having to. I didn't get called the N-word in real life until I was like 26. And so it's accelerating. It's everywhere. It's in the digital spaces. And I'm not interested in reacting to them. I'm interested in having our own just complete separate thing from them, from the Democratic Party, because if we don't seize the ability to have control over our destiny, we can't wait on no party to do something for us. That's the most foolish thing that we can possibly do, is to wait on a political party to serve the best interests of black people, when throughout history they've proven once and again that they will sacrifice us. Every liberal in power will sacrifice us when the time comes.
That's why we need more people to run. I think we have a person subscribe to your channel, at least, maybe even our channel, from every state. Every state. Imagine if that person, because now you can have as many felonies as you want to and run for office, can't you?
Yeah,
Federal
you
office,
can.
right? So if you're out here walking around free, challenge them. Like, run. If you have the right mentality, right, run. We need another option. And then when you become that option, we can support you.
That's right.
We need to support the person who's actually talking about. And I can't wait to this young lady. There's a young lady in Florida right now that lives somewhere around you right now, Pastor Ben Dixon, that it happens to be a state representative and a friend of the show that's thinking about running, and is very close to announcing for the U.S. Senate from the state of Florida. And if she does, oh my God, if she does, it's going to be one of the most beautiful things, because she don't like to lose. Huh. She don't like to lose. I like work that with her in campaign. She ain't gonna lose. No,
I like that.
Now she don't like, you might lose. She ain't gonna lose, and she currently represents the great city of Jacksonville. Y'all can figure that out on your one. I just won't say her name, but I will say that I can't wait for her to run. That's gonna be my favorite race in America when that young lady runs. Black, nice. Progressive, stand on business. All of the pilot. All of them, reparations, all of them, and does it in the State House right now in Tallahassee. So
that part. Looking forward to it.
And when she announces, then I'm gonna try to bring her on the show. Of course, she's running for U.S. Senate, but she's gonna always show up for the home team and everyone else. Thank you for the super chat there, Robert. Appreciate that. And also, listen, man. First off, there's a couple things going on, man. We got the voting rights issues. The VRA is back on trial. Louisiana, a closely watched redistricting fight, is effectively putting the Voting Rights Act on trial. Coverage lays out how the case could reshape protections for black voters. In Michigan, the Court of Appeals decision has protected military overseas voters after the RNC challenged counting timelines. The SOS called it a win for ballot access. What else is going on in the news today? New York City just expanded a program aimed at helping 1.14 million residents manage and reduce payments. An example of local policy filling for federal gaps. Shout out to New York City. They're gonna get it. It's always New York, ain't it? New York, historically in America, New York got to do it first. It's like, all right, you know what? We have bad traffic. We're just gonna dig a hole in the ground real quick and put a train underneath the ground. What do you mean put a train underneath the ground? We're gonna call it a subway because it's subterranean and it's a way to go. Does that make sense to you, Ben?
Oh man. Let's read these super chats, man. We got a couple of them here. Let's read them. Here we go. So I think you read Tigers. It's Tigers in a couple. Here's Tropical Ding Dong. I'm interested in hearing you say I told you so. Yep, we said it and say it again. The Trump administration wants to do to us what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians. Anyone who thinks that is hyperbolic hasn't read history books. Because quite frankly, they have bombed us before. They haven't bombed us at the scale that Palestine is being bombed. There's no numerical comparison in a modern time. But just, the whole model of oppression was built off what they could get away with doing to black people. It hasn't been as many, but it's damn sure been intense. If we think about Tulsa and we think about Move. Whatever we have. No, that's what I'm saying. We can list them. We can list the consistent, persistent tragedies. But in this concentrated, they've killed 50,000 kids in less than 2 years. Oh, yeah, man. That's right. Absolutely. That's fair. You know what I mean? 50,000 kids in less than 2 years. That's and there's nothing anybody in the world seems to be able to do about it. They're setting new records, and that's really a shame, especially when you consider what the Jewish people went through for them to turn around and make Zionism equivalent to Nazism, because you can't look at what's happening and not see it. And it's the ultimate irony. Yeah. Isn't it though? For people who had something done to them to turn. But I'm finding out that there's a whole faction of leaders in Israel who actually did not go through the Holocaust, and they were part of a deal of the wealthiest people from Germany getting out of Germany before the Holocaust with the assistance of the Nazis, moving them into Palestine. And that those are the people who were there prior to the mass exodus in terms of Israel and the Nakba and pushing out of Palestinians. But there were a group of the wealthiest Jewish people from Germany getting access to funds to move entire communities of well-to-do Jewish people from Germany to Palestine prior to the Holocaust. Of course, those who had in not Germany, not just Germany, but Poland and Russia, obviously, and those who were not wealthy enough to leave were the poorest of the Jewish community, were the ones who were persecuted during the Holocaust. So yeah, there's going to be some who don't actually literally have that trauma in their bloodline because they got out in time. And so some of those same people are directly connected to Benjamin Netanyahu and the people who are carrying out in the name of Jewish people, in the name of Zionism, in the name of Israel, 50,000 children in less than 2 years. I just got my history lesson, man. I actually learned something on that one. That's a very interesting point. I do want to say this before we get to this next super chat. Isn't it ironic, Ben, not ironic. Isn't it kind of cool that this time last year, if you mentioned the word Israel in this light, you would have been considered anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. Now it's normalized. If you can actually openly talk about what Israel does wrong and not be called anti-Semitic. Now, I'm not going to say you're not going to get treated by the media and treated by other folks because Israel, Jewish has a lot of power. There's a lot of power still over there. A lot of power that still runs things. But at least you could openly criticize about it. You know why?
because whole ass countries are making policies around it now. You can't get mad at just a normal American citizen and then think that, okay, you know, it's not okay for an American citizen to wonder why their tax funding is going to bombing children. So shout out to you, America. At least you're growing up in some ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when people weren't even talking about white supremacy. I remember when I was doing, you know, little panels or, you know, little interviews here and there, and I would say white supremacy, and people were like, "Ooh, why did you say white supremacy?" Because I'm like, that's the proper diagnosis, doc. And then finally, we were saying white supremacy. Everybody was saying it. And I'm like, good, this is progress. I think that's the same as what you're saying. You're right. Hell, I remember about 20 years ago, there was a Democratic chair in West Palm Beach, Marty something. I forgot Marty's last name, but he got removed from the position as a Democratic chair because he told the truth on these evangelical Zionists, these Christian Zionists who only, and this is what he said. He said the only reason these Christian Zionists like Jews, this is what he said. He says because they expect them to come back to the temple and Temple Mount and Jesus to return. They just going to care about us because we're supposed to all get exterminated. Now, he's a Jewish man, said this accurate, but he lost his job as the chair because of that statement, because he spoke the truth about 20 years too early. Now we can all say it. But you're right. You couldn't say this kind of stuff about Israel just 5 years ago because they had such a grip. But it took the horrific horrors of what they're doing in Gaza for people to finally say, hey, I can't stand with that foolishness anymore.
40,000 people. 40,000 people.
Well, 50,000 children.
50,000 children have been killed. 50,000
Yes.
children. All right, check this out, folks.
50,000 children.
Check this out. There's not a 50,000. That's bigger than a FAMU home game.
That's a whole stadium. That's a medium-sized stadium. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine they are wiping out the future. And oh man, that number just hit me, bro. Y'all, Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang, Ben, Mondale, wherever you are. 50,000 kids.
Listen, let me tell you when they stopped counting. They stopped counting in the United States of America. I remember they actually passed legislation to not to condemn. There was something either condemning people for calling out the numbers. They stopped counting at 15,000. You know when we got to 15,000? March 2024. By March of 2024, they had already killed 15,000 children. They stopped counting. Some estimates put it even higher than that, right? But I'm just, wasn't 2,000 enough? Wasn't that too many? But no, we're at now after 22 months of siege, the reports are upwards of 50,000 children who have been killed in Gaza. Entire families, man. Entire family, like 3 generations of any one given family gone.
Ben, you said that they were waiting for Jesus to come back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, imagine the look in their face when they see that Jesus is black. Hey, did we watch that last week?
Yes. No, wait, did we? I feel like I saw. I think I saw it. I don't know if we played it on air.
Would you bring it up real quick?
Which one is that on your? Which one is that?
I got video time for us. I know you're going to go through the rest of your super chat. I got video time for us, but 50,000 people is a lot of folks. While Ben brings that up,
what platform am I going to?
TikTok.
TikTok, that's right.
Marcus Pearl Live, or at Marcus for America on TikTok. 50,000 individuals is a lot of folks, and
children.
I mean, no, but how about this right here? Look at the difference. Imagine if 50,000 people got killed anywhere in America for anything.
Yeah.
We only lost a couple thousand in 9/11.
Right. Right. That part.
And look at what we did off of losing a couple thousand in 9/11. What makes their lives more valuable or less valuable than ours? It's a shame. That's just the kids. That's right, Jamal Toon. That's just the kids. That's just like We don't even have enough ground. They don't have enough space over there to bury. They got to mass bury people, man.
Yes.
Imagine that lifestyle, man. Like, and then we're not supposed to condemn that.
Let's not apologize for it.
No, not only are we not
Jesus
supposed to condemn it,
was.
but we're supposed to stand by them and support it. We're supposed to stand by them and support it and cheer them on because, you know, they say Jesus, the Bible says you got to stand with Benjamin Netanyahu's Israel.
I understand,
Here
Tracy.
he is.
Hey, listen, this is a new Marcus Farrell Live. I will be posting all these videos on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Please don't if you can't stay on TikTok, please go and watch this right here. I got two we're going to show today real quick just because I do it for y'all and I want to see it. And we a black ass show, so we're going to do black ass stuff. Ben, you can run it, man.
That means something. Jesus was a worker, a tradesman, a union man before there were unions. He would have been walking with striking workers at Amazon, standing beside teachers demanding dignity, helping nurses fight for safe staffing. He wasn't upper class. He was working class, the real kind. His skin, like burnt bronze. The book of Revelation says, his feet were like bronze burned in a furnace. Let's break that down. Bronze is already brown. Burn it in a furnace, it turns black. And medically, when melanin-rich skin is exposed to long-term sun, it darkens further, not red like fair skin, deepens like armor aged in fire. That's not me, that's science and the Bible mixed. That's holy water and Bill Nye. That's Jesus. Sun scorched, desert walking, dusty road traveling, bronze turned black. The whitewash, let's address the lie. That blue-eyed, pale-skinned, soft-jawed image of Jesus, that ain't him, never was. Some people say Cesare Borgia, son of Pope Alexander VI, was used as a model for white Jesus. There's no proven record of Michelangelo painting Jesus in Cesare's image, but here's what's real. European artists systematically painted Jesus to look like the ruling class. They weren't painting scripture. They were painting propaganda. They replaced the dark-skinned Middle Eastern revolutionary with a white symbol of empire. They bleached the Messiah. And in doing so, they erased millions of people's right to see themselves in divinity, the first progressive. Let's stop pretending Jesus was neutral. He wasn't shaking hands with governors. He wasn't kissing up to billionaires. He wasn't blessing politicians on either side of the aisle. He said, the last shall be first. He flipped tables. He fed the poor without
Turn it up,
He
dude.
healed people without an insurance
Huh,
plan.
say what?
He protected women from public stoning.
Turn
He
it up.
broke religious
Volume.
rules in the name of humanity.
That's
not
as
conservatism.
loud.
That's not
Hold on.
neoliberalism. That's resistance. He was the first progressive.
Let me try one
He
thing
didn't
because
ask
I
if
think
you
that's as
loved
loud
him
as we can
right.
get it.
He asked if you loved your neighbor.
Yeah.
And if you said no, he had words for you, holy ones, sharp ones. If Jesus walked into 2025, he wouldn't be on Meet the Press. He wouldn't be on Face the Nation. He'd be in the fire right there on clickbaity political thirst trap, arguing with Marcus, Ben, and Mondale. And not to perform, to correct. He'd tear down fake narratives. He'd call out both parties. He'd say, you don't need better spin. You need deeper truth. Jesus wouldn't play the politics of access. He torched the politics of apathy. And he'd walk out with the mic. Jesus would have just cut his locks off or kept them and randomly bleached 3 of them. When it was time to preach, he wouldn't be in a gold-plated cathedral. He'd be in Killer Mike's swag shop on Edgewood Avenue, right there in the back while the club crowd passed the door. Locks tied back, sandals on, dropping scripture between shape-ups and lineups, preaching revolution over the buzz of clippers, delivering divine word in the barbershop pulpit. Atlanta would feel it. The block would hear it. The spirit would move.
Yep.
Let's talk justice.
Thank you.
Jesus wasn't killed for preaching.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, that's this short little clip. Listen, go to Marcus Farrell Live on TikTok and on YouTube. I'll be posting all that stuff. Jesus was black, and I see the comment section about he was Palestinian and he was Jew and this, that, and the other. Y'all do recognize that the first Jews were black, right? Like Ethiopian black, like black. The first Jews, black. Science, the science. And those Jews migrated north. So, and also the Bible explains that copper, when it is burned, what color does it turn? It doesn't even turn my color. It turns darker than me and Ben. That's the best way you can explain it. That's in your own Bible right there. And also when it comes down to he was a fictional character, nah, my brother, there are plenty of scientific real accounts that there was a man by the name of Jesus that was walking around this planet. Now they have a couple of arguments around it, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, they all were black. So it is what it is. Listen, Ben, you got anything
Yes,
else?
sir.
But I think we've proven our point tonight.
We covered it all, man. Let me just make sure we got all the super chats from Robert. Evening, everyone. Have you heard about the YouTube verification ID thing and the kids' internet safety bill in Congress? Yes, I have. You got to make sure that they're making sure, at least that's what they say. I have to look deeper into it, making sure kids are over 13 who are on YouTube. Penniless Dragon said, my white child is safer in a black neighborhood than at most churches. This is true. Churches have child sexual assault insurance now. Tiger, thanks for super chat. $20 says, not for nothing, but coming onto a channel with two black men talking politics and telling them that criticizing the Democrats is how we get the GOP elected is mad disrespectful, considering how much Dems have failed us black folks. That part, all of that. Tropical Ding Dong, 100% Marcus. We can't stop Trumpism with Democrats like these. If we can't break out of that binary, we can't stop this. Bottom line. Tiger again said, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and neither, it's time to understand that we are neck deep in a cold civil war. As much as we might not want to admit it, just watch the screen and tell me what that is. And he's talking about the image that we have coming out of DC with all the black men, one being arrested. And on the other side, you have all of the troops who are now have descended onto.
And by the way, y'all need to understand something. If you're jogging down there in that area, that means that you live in a white neighborhood. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The richest, the wealthiest.
I hate
the
to be like
wealthiest
that,
of the
but
wealthy.
if you can, if I don't care, I mean, unless you're a marathon jogger, if you can
That's
make
right.
it that far, you have parked your car in a white neighborhood, or you live in a white neighborhood, and you're going a couple of miles, and you're doing your little loop. I've done the loop before, almost killed me. I've done the loop when I used to jog a lot. I'm gonna get back to it, but I've done that loop. You live it, I lived in a white neighborhood. I lived on S Street, longest jog of my life, literally about 6 miles in one day. Not well, the longest of my life. I was in the military, jogged along, but it was a very long jog that day. 6 miles, went all the way down, went in that little loop and came back around. They live in white neighborhoods. They're not concerned about them. It's almost like modern policing. When white folks see a police officer, they're not like, oh yeah, he's coming to get me. You know, they're like, hey, Mr. Officer, our life is good. In comparison to us, where when a tank, like in the Latino neighborhoods in Arizona, when Arpaio was rolling down the street in Latino neighborhoods with a tank. He had a tank.
A whole tank. Oh man.
He's a sheriff with a tank.
Yeah, man.
I don't even think it's legal for them to have shells like that. Anyway, is that the last super chat, my man?
That's it, man. That's it, man. Marcus, is always a pleasure, man. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, same bat time, same bat channel. Let's see if we can get Mondale back on here. I think I'm gonna end it tonight. Thanks for watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Please give another super chat to Ben before this thing goes off right now. And then go over to the Clickbaity channel and give one of that live over there, because we like love over there too, right? Welcome to like we are doing this every single week. Shout out to Mondale wherever you are in the world, brother. We love you. Ben Dixon, please join his Sunday service. I believe he has Bible study tomorrow night.
Right. Yep.
And he has Sunday service Sunday morning, and also Like It or Not comes on this channel Saturday. Please go watch Rebecca and Bubba, the most amazing commentators outside of this side of the house. You've been watching Clickbaity Thirst Trap. We're out.
Yep.
Trap Squad, 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 Trap Squad. Hey, Clickbaity Political. Yeah, Thirst Trap, Trap Squad, Squirrel Squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap Squad, Trap Squad, Trap Squad, let me hear ya. Trap Squad, Trap Squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap Squad, Trap Squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap Squad. squirrels, look if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap